to start with is you need to have two adjacent orthographic views. So you need to have a top and a front and a right side. It doesn't matter. Two adjacent views, right? And we'll start using the terminology of descriptive geometry. So you need to have the horizontal and the vertical, or the vertical and the profile, right? So two adjacent views. Doesn't matter which two. And those things have to be drawn to scale, right? Properly. Okay. So the first thing I kind of always do is I think about it.
And those adjacent views basically have to have a hinge. You know,
Yep.
They're connected by that hinge. So it would be as like a plane. It'd be the elevation and then the plane view.
That's right.
Or a side view in the plan, or a side view in the front. So they should be able to have a hinging action. Those adjacent views.
Yep. And that's what I was just going to say. So I always start by drawing those reference plane points first. Right? That's kind of how I start my drawings anytime I do this. And I label them right off the bat. Horizontal, vertical, vertical, profile. That's how I start my drawing. Right? And then we'll have whatever our triangle happens to be. We'll just make it that for now. Right? So if we have that triangle there, we also should know from just regular drawing class, right, Viscom, that if we have a line here that's a 45-degree line, that's the way we project our information across and down to this next plane, right? So what I'll do here is I'll label this. I label these big. Like I said, for me, this is A sub H, B sub H, and C sub H, right? And then I do my projection lines. And this line is A, and I use the little a. This line is B, I use the little b. And this line is C, and I use the little c, but it looks the same because my letters. And then we do whatever our triangle is here. We'll say, I have no idea how this is going to go, and I usually go way off the page. We'll say A, B, C. Right? So this is A in the vertical. Oops. B in the vertical, and C in the vertical. Okay? We could project this over and project these down and do all three sides. But all we need really for this example, thanks. Hey, Rick, you can come on. You can stand there. Rick Eller is an engineer from Christchurch. He's also I met him in Haiti doing work. And he came over and gave a big presentation. I didn't really see you guys there, sorry. But I've got probably about a half hour and I can get back with you. When we're doing a little descriptive geometry. So, I don't know. I'm just going to hang out with Alfie for a while if I can. Here. Okay. Here. Yeah, you can just send this. This is still recording.
I'm going to have to run this during the editing program.
Okay, sorry. That's why I was a little bit late.
So Mark, can you explain that you've just basically, you're making up a surface because you don't have one. So that second triangle that he just drew, he doesn't have a surface to look at, so he had to make up a vertical. That's why he just did that. Does that make sense?
So what you'll do is you'll have already done your
You'll already have that.
slices, and you'll be able to do your orthographic drawings based off of the slices that you've made.
Exactly. Sorry.
So that's one face, and that's the second face. These are the adjacent faces we were just talking about. Mark doesn't have adjacent faces, so he just made one up. That's what that second triangle is.
And because it's a triangle, I know it's flat, right? If it would have had 5 sides, I would have still put a triangle in it, so I know I'm working with a flat surface. You know, some of their drawings won't work out, and there's 2 issues.